Hold on to your ghosts.
Oh yes, the battle lines have been drawn.
Amuse me, Traveler Spawn.
You're on the edge of victory. Annihilate them.
As if my life wasn't hard enough already.
If you think this armor is impressive, you should see me out of it.
Hey, good evening, all you Guardians out there. This is Fireteam Misadventure. We are back with you guys with your favorite Guardians from the Tower to talk some fun Destiny things. I'm one of your Guardians, Master Race Warlock, Slayton here. I'm joined by... Who's got Matty Bugs?
I'm Matty Bugs. I am a hunter only, so screw those Warlocks.
That's my...
Yeah. And we have Arctic.
Hi, Warlock main, also hunter for PvP, so... Yes.
And then we have DP, who's with his dog.
One of them. I have four. But
You're saying, hey, Warlocks are supreme.
no, he's saying hunters are the supreme master race, by the way, which is me. I am a hunter.
So it's funny that Maddie and I are making fun of each other because we played together to do some of these expunge missions, and we did the labyrinth. I was like, "Oh, you'll just have to catch up to me because I've got the Princess Peach jump and you got the Hunter jump," and I kept falling, and she was so far ahead of me. I was like, "Of course," the one time.
Yep. Stompies is my friend.
Oh man. Anyways, so this is gonna be our last episode until August. We're gonna take some time off because I always take time off because it's summertime. Like, do you remember the time when summer was just going outside and riding your bicycle, and now it's like I got to pay a more exorbitant bill, especially here in Texas, and it's no fun anymore.
So I gotta know, Arctic, did you put chains on your bicycle tires as a kid or no? No, really.
Like,
He just slid down on the ice. He lives in
who
Alaska.
bicycles in the snow?
Yeah, but you
it
didn't
doesn't
grow up
work.
in Alaska, though, did you, Arctic?
No, I definitely grew up in Alaska.
Oh.
I was in Colorado for the first
like,
few
I didn't
years
own
of
a
my
bike, I
life,
had a
and then
sled.
we moved up here. Yeah, no, we don't ride bikes in the snow because that's dumb. It takes way too much energy to do that.
That would be
So-
He's like,
awesome.
no.
I would do it.
No, that's dumb. There are some people that do it, but it's not me.
You'd have to get one of those bikes that has the little skis that you can put on like training wheels for when the snow season is.
No,
Yeah.
I
they're
think
just
that's the
like
way it would work.
really thick tires that
Yeah.
barely fit in the wheel well.
Snow tire bike.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awful. All right, so today we're going to talk about some things that are going around this season that we really want to talk about and have some fun with. And then I just have a general question: is there any way to save Gambit? Because I read an article
No.
about is it going away, and so we'll talk about that. But let's start with this season. It's been a few, like we were on at the beginning of the month, and then we're on at the end of the month. A lot has happened since then, which is exactly what I thought was going to happen. What do we think so far? Because I was with Maddie as we went through the weekly stuff and kind of had to explain to her what the overall thing with Sabathun was. Because it was funny going, "Oh, Cyrus, why would you want to save it?" I was like, "Oh, you haven't gotten that far yet."
I think
Yeah, he was listening to me as I was hearing, like he had already did the weekly. We did the expunge, and then I was finishing up the weekly. So he was sitting there listening to my responses as I'm talking to doing the different things at the end. And I was like, this makes no sense. What is going on here? And I've even read some stuff on Reddit too. That's some very interesting theories. Yes.
Theories.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think the story isn't the best place that it's been ever, especially for a season. There seems to be a little bit more cohesion between seasons, and that's great. I still think that the actual activities themselves are a bit lacking, but they're fun while you're grinding away trying to get your triumphs and seals done. So yeah, it's good.
I agree with you on that one. I like where the story's going. I'm just really afraid they're gonna pull that we got to be safe for everybody, and it's not gonna be what I'll think it is, and they're gonna kind of sugarcoat it like they did last season, where I swear Zavala should have lost. I'm just afraid they're not gonna pull those punches. And maybe it's because they're afraid to pull the punches because everyone's kind of in this weird flux with the way they feel about Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think not pulling the punches is exactly what it needs. Because I like every week more parts of the story coming out because it keeps you involved. You don't front load everything and just get rid of it. Having said that, I love this idea that Savathun's in the city. I love it.
Okay.
I love the idea that it's probably Osiris. I love that so much.
My
problem
go ahead.
Is wouldn't Saint 14 know? Wouldn't he know that that's not Osiris? For real?
You would think. So my whole thing, I find it appropriate that Loki is also a thing now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of through lines in the logic there. I think Osiris being shady as fuck is too obvious for Savathun to actually be Osiris. I think it's someone like Ikora, who hasn't been around for 2 years, and it has kind of just been quiet. Even with the stuff concerning Future War Cult and her approaching all that stuff, I think even then she's been extremely quiet, and the fact that she just handed over all of her resources to Osiris and no one else is kind of an interesting thing for me. So that's my mindset. If it's Osiris, I think it's playing it safe.
So in some of the things, because I know I need to catch up on some of the lore, Slayton let slip earlier that there's some pieces I haven't read up on yet, but some of the things that I'm kind of reading and thinking about is one of them, you brought it up, Arctic, about Ikora. So there was a couple people that I read that kind of have your thought process too, and then other ones who think that Ikora has learned so much from Osiris and then has continued to learn his teachings that she might actually be 10 steps ahead. She might actually be doing things in a very particular way to try to root out who it could be. Because in the lore, it's specific, or was it her who was talking, or was it in the lore? That one I can't remember, but specifically says that there are things in those hidden archives that are intentionally incorrect about Savathun. So if Savathun either is Osiris or is somehow controlling Osiris, if Osiris acts upon some of that incorrect information in a way that Savathun would act on it, then that's her way to figure out that. And that there was a couple other things that she's been doing. The way she worded things when she interrupted Lakshmi this last time, and the way she's been wording things to Lakshmi, people think she's also 10 steps ahead of her, trying to figure out where her intentions are from. I don't think it's going to be Lakshmi. That's too obvious. The most racist, crazy person that's in the tower? No, that's just her normally. She's just crazy. The other theory that I came across that, please God, don't let it be, but that maybe Savathun wished to become the Crow as a way to eventually make it into the tower. It's a really out there theory, but actually the person who wrote about it would kind of make sense, except for he was, or she, I guess it's just a username, I don't know gender, but was talking about the theory where when you beat Riven, it kind of says, oh, wait until you see what Savathun's last wish was. I can't wait for you to see what it was. You know, it's kind of been this looming thing in the background. Everyone thought it was going to be the 13th wish, and it still hasn't come true.
15th.
Or 15th wish. Yeah, 15th wish. And it still hasn't come true. So that was kind of where they went, like, well, what if Savathun's wish was to recreate Aldrin as the Crow? But then other people are thinking, well, maybe that's why Osiris is taking an interest. If Osiris is being influenced by Savathun, because Savathun would know that previous Crow is Aldrin, and Aldrin knows about Riven and the Dreaming City and the wishes, and is trying to figure out if he remembers some of that stuff for her benefit. But I don't know. Again, just a lot of people talking about a lot of different directions out there, and it's really crazy what we're thinking of.
I really hope it's not the Crow, because I think he's at a point where the community has accepted him as a new character, and you know, regardless of what Aldrin did, they actually like the Crow and what he's doing, and you know, all this other stuff in terms of supporting the Guardians and the Elixni. You know, he's actually the good guy right now.
He's being the bridge right
yeah.
now between the two and keeping us level-headed. So that's why I'm like,
and
please don't let it be him.
even back in like Season of the Hunt, you know, he's very out there. Like, you know, we you know, the Elixni, they're being controlled, but they're not a bad people. They're just misguided. You know, I hope it's not the Crow. I also think that most of these other choices are too obvious, and I'm just kind of hoping for a clever change of events.
Well, okay. So at first, Arctic, you know, said it way before I could say it. I was like, I've always thought Ikora. It's too obvious with Osiris, way too obvious. And I'm with him on Ikora with just exactly everything Maddie said. Like, I can't say really too much that nature, but I also have my own personal theory, because we have not seen the little, you know, sexy, everyone loves her, you know, Marsov.
Oh.
Marsov. We have not seen Marsov. And she has been in wherever, in the Ascendant Plane or whatever. And my whole thought is, we haven't seen her in how many seasons? 4? Right?
It'd be
it's 3.
No, it'd be even more than that. It'd be like
5 or 6. And either way, since she disappeared, we have not seen her. So quite possibly, you know, she's out there with, you know, Savathun, you know, doing something, or Savathun has got a hold of her or something. I think Marsov is going to be brought back in the Witch Queen to have something to do with Savathun. I don't know what, but that would be the clever twist I wish upon. Plus, I just want to see my little sexy queen back. You know, just love Marsov.
Well, even during that last season that she was in, where, you know, what was it, like every 3 weeks we'd get to go into her throne room and talk to her, and our ghost wanted to be an asshole to her in one of them.
She knew way too much. See,
well,
that was my thing back then.
Yeah, every time there was a new person that she was talking to in her throne. And that's when our ghost said something witty, said some smart ass to her, and she's like, hey, I'm doing what I can for what's going to come. She would never say what she's planning for. She just said, I'm taking care of some things by dealing with people that don't like you, Guardians. And so you keep to yourself, and I'll do my own thing.
All of the images that we've seen lead up to the pyramids, lead up to Savathun. If you go back and look at all of them, in some way, shape, or form, it has been revealed that those images have been brought up to this point, except for the arrival of the pyramid shifts. Yes, they're here, but they're not, because we aren't dealing with them directly. Even in Shadowkeep, when we were inside, it was still just an illusion of, you know, Savathun with, you know, Gaul and all those that we had to fight. So when Witch Queen and Lightfall come, where we might get our new enemy that they were talking about, I think she's going to have a lot to do with that. And I think she's going to have a lot to do with, you know, Savathun as well.
I don't think it's going to be Mara. I don't think they thought that far ahead back then. I think now they're thinking it's okay. I don't think Osiris being an obvious choice is a bad idea, because it's a character people love. Look what happened when they did Cade. And they could do a whole go save him mission. There could be all sorts of things of that. I would like it to be somebody out of the blue. Like I would love it to be like Zavala. Like that would just be awesome.
Oh, that would be awesome, man.
Or Sweeperbot. Have it be Sweeperbot. I would love that even more. The most inconspicuous character everybody loves is actually the bad guy.
I don't like a Sweeperbot. I don't like him.
How can you not like Sweeperbot?
Because he sweeps the same place. Sweep the rest of the freaking tower, man. That's your job.
That's why he's the bad guy. So yeah, I do think Mara's going to come back for next year. I also read the whole data mining thing on Twitter, I guess today, and I think that's another aspect that plays into it is
they are not.
Maybe they don't want to reveal too much because people data mine so much.
Well,
like
if you
when they
look
have to come
back,
and say, y'all.
If you look back, I know you said they haven't thought that far ahead, but since D1, we've been seeing the pyramid ships.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of this stuff that we're seeing was already supposed to be in D1.
Yeah.
It's just being repurposed now because it was never touched.
Right, so
that's not necessarily
stuff.
hindsight. That's reusing stuff that they've had.
It's like they're going back to their original idea.
Mm-hmm.
And
Maybe
now they're
that's a
trying to
good
find
thing.
a way past,
Maybe it's a good thing.
meld it with the present to get to the future. So they can always soap opera it and make up some wild thing like
They normally
the
do.
Exo Stranger being from an alternate future. I don't even started on that one. But
I can
they
see
could-
that. Though. Being
if
from
there's so much
D1.
time travel going on in
The
Destiny, why are we not
multiverse.
using it more?
Yeah. Dude,
I'm
I
just
just
saying
got
right
done
now.
watching the first 2 episodes of Loki on Disney, and what if there's like a time travel police? Like I don't know if y'all watched that.
I have.
Not yet.
Hear me out. Aliens.
Predator
We're all
or like
aliens
type
in this
alien?
game.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, yeah, as much as the Vex use the time travel and the Exo Strangers using time travel,
aren't we?
and basically, Osiris kind of does. I guess it's
we
a little
also
different.
use time travel
Sure.
when we save Saints. So
Okay, so
Right.
so let me ask. They mentioned the skull above Shaxx, right? Is it? Does he still have that? Take it down now. You need to take it down now because that's what Savathun is apparently channeling through, and we have not seen it removed yet.
one of the many things she's using at this point, it doesn't really matter because her frequency is being broadcast to the entire city at this point.
I was watching
so-
Bife, and he mentioned that the Savathun song, and I didn't even notice, was our opening, theme song for God knows how long.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that was that. And I was like, wow, we've all had that tune in our head. So Savathun's been not only playing in the game world, but in our heads too. So it's like, wow, go Bungie. That was slick. That was slick.
Well, and I think that was another reason why people were thinking of the Crow, because he's down in our
And
our
whistling.
little, yeah, and he's whistling it. But everybody in the city seems to be singing it. Or
everyone is being affected in one way or another. right
When
now.
we did the Devil's Ruin mission, and Saint or whoever it was,
It was
sang the song.
Shaxx and Osiris.
Yeah, they were saying, the moon's made of cheese. It's the tune of her song, so it's like, how long has this really been going on, and who isn't affected? Is there anyone that's not affected by this, Savathun song? Because if there is, that'll be the one person that is, Savathun. If you really think about it, if they ever say this person has never done, Savathun's song, that's Savathun herself probably.
It's us. We didn't sing the song in the game.
Yeah, we don't sing the song.
We're actually Savathun.
Would that not be cool if all the Guardians were Savathun just split up? That would be awesome.
Because Savathun took the form of the Traveler.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't know. I'm worried that we're all so hyped up and excited, and they're going to drop the ball. I mean, this has to end with a cataclysmic event that's going to change the fundamentals of the game, or at least the tower or the situation.
It's
Well,
we
gonna
have
you
to run
saw
back
the
to the
data
farm.
mine, right? Where the last mission is supposedly in the last city for this season.
I did see that.
So
I'm
Well, I
guilty
mean,
of looking at data mine stuff all
we
the
have
time.
3 weeks dedicated at the end of the season to what's called the epilogue. So,
Yeah.
not
so
sure.
this
yet.
could be the end of the last city.
I would be okay with that. I think
I
it's
would-
Yeah,
time
take
to-
us back to the farm. Let's go.
Let's
Let's go. No, no.
go.
The helm is a spaceship. It's gonna launch off, and we're just gonna have our own little spaceship.
space. We're in space.
Yeah,
We
we're gonna
have-
go to space.
We have
We're gonna have our own little fortress of solitude, just orbiting Earth.
I want that.
That would be awesome. Going back and forth. Wait, I already got it. We fixed the ship that we just crashed with Tanix in it, and now we're all going up. Elevators all around. Let's go. Four at a
That's a
time.
heavy undertaking right there.
Well, here's another thing I was kind of wondering too. So, the thoughts and ideas right now is that, obviously we've been through the Take and Expunge mission now, so we know that the Vex world has taken in it. So obviously Savathun is in there trying to get to Kira? I can't remember how you pronounce it.
Quoria, but she
Quoria.
already has Quoria. Quoria is a taken mind.
Okay,
of the Vex.
and that happened before.
That
Or does it
so in the lore, Quoria was the one. So Crota split the realms in Oryx's throne room, or in his throne world, and let the Vex through. So
Right.
the Vex and the Hive were in this war for a while, and there was a mind, Quoria, who is the something blade or something like that, learned the sword logic of the Hive, and then was taken by Oryx and given to Savathun as a gift. So
Okay.
Quoria is now the dreaming mind, and is the one that is being used to corrupt the Vex in the Expunge, and is behind the Eternal Night or whatever it's called.
Okay. So like if that one's in charge, then maybe my question doesn't make sense. Because I'm thinking, well, if Savathun is trying to take over the Vex, I mean, they don't like anybody. And they don't hate anybody either. They're just here to win. They're just here to dominate and to be on top last. So you would think that they would be against somebody trying to control them, regardless of who it is.
Yeah,
So
but
who's controlling the Vex though?
It's okay. So Savathun owns Quoria, and Quoria is corrupting
running
the Vex that we are currently fighting in this season.
Right.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean
And-
it's all Vex. It's
No,
just
it does
these
not mean
ones.
all Vex. Just the Vex.
But
that
who
we're-
is in control of the Vex beyond Quoria?
We don't
That's
know.
the thing.
We don't know.
So how do we know that Savathun can even control the Vex? Because they're machines with an organic matter inside, and that's it. So whoever it could be that Savathun created the Vex and lost control of them,
I don't know
and
about that.
they started doing their own thing, and now she's trying to regain. Look, we have no idea where Vex came from, how they were created, who's controlling them, or anything. So all theories are open, honestly.
Well, it is. I guess I always kind of thought of them like a hive mind, where there might be a few that are more powerful than the others, but that they all think at the same time and communicate
Right.
to each other
There still has to be a board
telepathically.
queen.
Right. There
has
still
to be
has
one
to be
somewhere.
one big creator.
Right,
And if the
right.
Vex AI turned from artificial to actual intelligence, she could have lost control of them, and they just she had all
Sounds
the
like we're going into
intelligence.
Mass Effect territory now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%. I am making my way through Mass Effect 3 right
There's
now
a lot
again.
of things that we just
I'm
don't know
halfway
about the
through Mass Effect
Vex,
3.
and it's
Well,
really
but we haven't even talked about. I mean, the darkness is hanging out. Who's in charge of the darkness? Who is the darkness? Who is the people on these ship? Well,
It's actually
where are
Xur.
those?
Zer. Hey, would that not be some troopy shit right there? He's like, all your
Oh my
exotics are disabled. Everyone
Oh.
I sold you, disabled.
Xur is a follower of the Nine, and we already know
Yeah.
the Nine is shady as fuck. So
Right,
The
but
Nine
they're not
doing
shady
all
in the
this as
fact
one-
that
you know,
they're
one big
evil.
cosmic joke.
They're just selfish and narcissistic.
Yeah,
They,
are.
they're not out to actually pick sides. They're just like, well, they're kind of broken into two, but it's both sides are still selfish. One side's like, I want to live without these nasty creatures in this universe, and then the other side's like, well, but they provide us life, so we're gonna do
Okay.
what we can to keep them alive because we want to stay alive. But in no way, shape, or form do they give a shit about us. It's
Okay,
all about
so Slayton, does this remind you of Loki so far with the timekeepers?
Yes, but I also just
Okay,
had this
come-
really dumb thought.
Oh Lord, let's hear it.
What if, because we're going to talk about Gambit soon, what if they make it the Drifter just so they get rid of Gambit?
That could be a possibility.
Like,
The
because he's already
Drifter
playing
is
with
the
things down
first
there.
and oldest, Guardian, and he knows more than any of us know about darkness, about everything. How did he know about the darkness motes and how to even clean them?
Well, the
and how to
Nine.
even make the machine? The Nine hating. He learned about the Nine way
Well, I
back
think the
when.
Nine are using him really to learn, but he's smart enough to get his own benefit out of it too.
Well, really, the 9 only show up if they see something special
Yeah.
or
If there's
someone that is
some potential.
different.
Yeah.
Potential. So if he's involved with them, then there's something there.
Something.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be a way to bring those characters no one really talks or deals with into the forefront.
I think what they did with Ada was absolutely stupid. Now, so she goes
clothes.
in yeah. So from the best weapons that in my opinion that I loved all the Black Armory weapons.
They were all
awesome
amazing.
weapons, great weapons. Blast Furnace was amazing, but now she makes clothes. You go down there and you look around. It's like, are you queen of the spiders or the silkworms now or something? What's going
I
on
just
down
keep
here?
hoping to go down there and see her and the old lady from the holidays just doing a quilting circle.
Eva Levante.
Yeah.
Levante. They just be down there quilting away. Oh, just go put your clothes in. Like, that's all I want to see it so bad.
Excuse me, I came for shaders.
All right, so Gambit, Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit
Let's-
sucks. Get
yeah.
rid of it. Let's have
talk about Gambit.
Topic
new
done.
ritual activity, please.
Aztecross
I thought-
just brought that up.
I thought Gambit was fun. I do enjoy it. I think it's that nice balance of PvE and PvP, but they don't do anything with it. And
That
that's
kind of
why,
sounds like strikes.
God, I wish there
And
was more
PvP.
strikes.
Oh, hey, yeah, no, it totally
Oh.
sounds like Crucible. Huh.
Yeah.
At least Crucible has more than like 2 maps.
Yeah, no
Y'all
doubt.
have 4.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten a new one in over
Oh, we
600
only got
days.
3.
We haven't gotten any new Gambit
they
maps
just
since it was
said
released.
something that
Well,
that
yeah.
they brought in a new something before they even brought in a new PvP map. I was just watching a video the other day, and it was kind of sad. We haven't had a new Crucible map in over 600 and something days. They brought in a whole new game mode of Gambit before we even got a new map for Crucible, I think is what they said.
now, hear me
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Override is Gambit Light. Be happy.
This is
Yes.
true. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I
New
could-
banking moats.
banking moats.
Well,
Killing
Going and
ads,
killing a big
banking
boss.
moats, going and fighting a boss.
It's Gambit Light. I 100. I didn't even think about it like that. That's nice, Art. Gambit Light. It's like you have the Game Boy Light, and then DS Light, and then you have the
Game
actual
Boy
thing.
Color trumps all.
Yeah,
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I like Gambit enough. I don't want to
that's
call it.
why. I didn't like it. Damn.
My problem is there needs to be that other game type that could combine the best of both worlds. I wish they would do all of their multiplayer types like they do with Halo Master Collection, where you can put different mods and things on and just have all sorts of fun with it. I think that would really liven things up. You're right. We played the same strikes forever and ever and ever, and I may do my 30 a week just to get what I need, but I'm to the point where it's like I know them all too well. Gambit, I do find really fun. We have a good team, and I really like the idea of Gambit, but I think it's really broken when it comes to the invader system. And since they got rid of the special classes, there's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the armor.
But
I want the
special
original.
classes. I mean, you could say broke the game mode even more.
Yeah, sure. Because Xeno, Sleeper, what's Queen, Breaker. What else is there now?
Yeah, but if you have a good team who's got a good, I had the green set. I forgot what it was called, the Massacre or whatever. And you got the right build, and you go in and you just take out every enemy that's in that area.
Reaper.
Oh,
I think.
Reaper.
Yeah,
there we go.
Reaper.
I mean, that would be the way I could counteract a good invader, is because I provide my team with so many moats to go ahead and bank right away that the bitch on the other team can't even make it in, because they're just going to be...
that creates some major snowballing, especially for new players.
Yeah.
New players have no way to counteract that because they don't have the armor sets, which is why they got rid of them.
Yeah, and I get that because, it was kind of a thing, grind fest to get all of them, especially when a lot of times you had to finish up with, what was that called that season?
Reckoning.
Loved it.
Yeah, well, it was
Loved
great
it.
if you actually had people
Absolutely
you could
loved
go
it.
in with.
Reckoning was only fun with friends
Jeez.
and a few
Yeah.
times,
Right.
and if you got the drop you wanted for spare rations, and then you called it good.
Yeah,
Gotta grind
yeah,
that.
that's not a rando matchmaking good thing that happened
I
there.
like the random matchmaking because it challenged me, because I did enjoy the Reckoning as like that and the Forges, because it was just so enemy heavy and it really tested my builds that I love to do. And I was like, on Titan, on Hunter, on Warlock, I had certain Reckoning builds for random setup and for team setup. And I enjoyed it because it was ad heavy and it was small spaces and it was a little challenging. So like more of that.
It was really only challenging because they would push you off the bridge.
Exactly, the stomp mechanics. So yes, while it was annoying, it was one of my favorite activities. Ad
I
heavy.
mean, it was all right. You just couldn't go to a tier 3 and do randoms because there was no way you were gonna beat it. At least in my experience,
Yeah.
I had really tough time.
Well, Maddie brought up the good point about the good team, as it goes back to, I think Gambit was meant to be the team of where you worked as a team, but like everything else in Destiny with the bounties and everything, everyone's out to get themselves. They all race for all the moats. They all race for everything. And I think the idea of the class armors was great because you did work as a team, but they made it so that new players were feeling out of place, and it was really hard to get those. It was super hard. I think maybe an alternative. I don't know how many of you have played Second Extinction yet, but the map is always changing, and you basically just go down the map. And it's a complete open world with so many different things to do. So maybe that's how they should go in the future to keep people interested in maybe not Gambit, but giving us something more to do if they're going to get rid of a third game type. More of an open world setup. I don't know how to answer PvP. That's you too.
How would you like Gambit without invading? I've always thought since day one of Gambit, man, this is supposed to be a race and a competition of who can get it out first, who can get their primeval out first. I know, I corrected myself, Arctic. And kill the primeval.
You getting it out for me there, DP?
Yes, sir, always.
All right.
So,
but
I agree with that.
I've always
I think there should be more than 2 teams though. It should be like 3 teams racing.
That's a lot for their servers to handle, though. Honestly speaking,
we're in a modern day and age. You cannot tell me they cannot handle.
And we're
it.
still shooting in 30 FPS.
2 teams of Iron Banner with 6 people in it. They can do 3 teams of 4 for Gambit.
But yet, when we go into a 12-man strike or an accidental 12-man raid, it gets really buggy and glitchy.
Well, because the game wasn't made for that.
Okay, but at the same time,
To be fair, the game is buggy and laggy with 3 people. So
you start throwing 3 teams of 4 on without dedicated servers, you can't do a lot, in my opinion.
I think you would be surprised. It's a matter of coding because remember this game was also coded for, was it at the 360 and PlayStation?
No,
4?
that was D1.
Okay,
That was
but
D1.
still, you just said in this day and age we can do this, this, and this, but we're still running our cutscenes in 30 FPS, whereas other games,
the VOG is in 60.
Like, you could put all the resources into doing that. They just don't have the money and time.
Well,
and
and the
90%
thing
of
is,
people are not going to see it that way.
the thing is too though is that cutscenes are different. Those are pre-rendered, and if they're pre-rendered at 30, then no amount of AI upresing will do anything for it. They would actually have to reshoot that whole cutscene again.
Which
you would think
isn't that
after
hard to do either.
upgrading everything now, especially with
It could be
Xbox.
that difficult, but then you look at like Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and those pre-rendered cutscenes are also in 30, and you can definitely tell the stark difference between the 60 FPS gameplay and the cutscenes. And it's the same thing here.
So I know Gambit's going away. It's not going to be here much longer.
That's okay.
Nobody likes it.
The player base
like
isn't big enough.
But did I ask?
You know what? I want the original. Excuse me, the original Gambit, the one where you had 3 rounds, none of
100
this
mode.
cutthroat.
I don't have
bullshit.
30 minutes to sit there and play that one round.
Sure.
That
Well-
took forever.
No.
Plus, if they were to upgrade Gambit, you have to account for all the different weapons that we have now, all the different mods, all the different armor. I mean, look at Titans. If you go in with 4 Titans and they hit them with the cuirass, it's an insta melt. So you have to beef them up so much, and then it comes into the must-haves. You must have this to win. You must have this to win, and they're wanting to delete all that out. So trying to buff Gambit up or down, or even balance it with any of the weapons and the exotics that we currently have is damn near impossible without them having to suffer from either power creep. You have to make this even stronger because of this activity, or this, that, or that, or they just let it fall to the wayside and it's like strikes, where one guardian can melt a boss in like it's nothing.
I think what people want are challenging mechanics, but also friendly enough for a random team environment, but also have a combat challenge with lots of enemies.
Yeah.
So
Just
I think
get rid of the invading.
Get rid of Gambit. Give us a firefight or horde mode with light
like horde
objectives,
Love horde mode.
and or just give us back Prison of Elders with a lot more enemies on screen.
I agree.
I'm always about horde mode. I think this game, Infinite Forest, should have been a horde mode where you just keep going till you can't go anymore.
Yeah,
It just
I agree.
progressively gets harder.
I think the game that I like most playing, horde mode is, Gears of War. Gears of War did horde mode, in my opinion, very well. Very well.
The newer iterations of Horde are even better too.
Even better, where you can build your fences and things like that. Gears kind of went off on like the cartoon graphics, and that's what steered me away from it. But the overall way they structured horde mode and built on it was very well done, and I think that Bungie could definitely learn from that.
It allowed for emergent gameplay. Let the players just kind of take all the toys in the sandbox and throw it out there and see how long you can last.
Yep. See, I don't like zombies though. I think zombies is piss poor. You just throw a whole bunch of zombies through a door and say, well, good luck with a pistol. If you die, you start over. What? Or
Are you
just
making fun
find
of every
some
Resident Evil
stupid-
game I've ever played?
I hate zombies.
No,
as
he's
well.
talking about
Call
Call
of
of
Duty.
Duty zombies.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hate
Call of
Call of
Duty
Duty zombies. I've never
But
enjoyed
you know what?
zombies ever.
Doing those high rounds on Kino with knife only were the greatest. So
Look,
I don't want
I
to hear
used to
it.
stand and watch a doorway and just keep buying nades off the wall and throwing it at them like, oh, this is so much fun, guys.
Well,
Aren't we
Well,
having fun?
my favorite part is that they come from other doorways too, so it's not just one doorway.
It was easy though because if you stood, I'm not gonna get into it. I hated zombies.
Yeah.
I hated zombies. Anyways,
A horde mode
Destiny.
would go gangbusters. They have to do it right. I think
sure.
they should make the open world much more interactive. Like I said, PvP is just its own ball game, and I still think maybe they should spin it off into its own thing so the games are separate.
But Battlegrounds is a good building block for a horde mode. In all honesty, it's a
It
good.
is.
It is a good foundation. We enjoyed it at first. It was ad heavy. It could test your builds. Okay, as the season went on, increase the difficulty. Like our light went up, our guns went up, everything went up, and it became cake. Okay, challenge mode. Make it a hard mode, just like
They do with the Nightfalls?
in
As the
yeah,
season goes on?
and Gears. Gears did their horde modes in 4 different levels. Do it the same way, like Nightfalls. Give us something same ad heavy, and for God's sakes, Bungie, in all your PvE content, randomize your enemies. That's my problem with PvE. Is I know there's going to be 3 dregs that come out here, a wyvern over here. They're all spawning in the same spot.
Hey, you know what game did it really well? Fucking Destiny 1, where all the strikes were fucking randomized.
Yes.
I did like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Blue Blue.
It's okay.
I
I forgive you.
I kicked him. He was under my desk, and I went to lean back, and I kicked him in the ribs. Not bad. He don't care.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens because they really need to update some things. And like I said, if you played Second Extinction, that's an open world done right. It is crazy. There's so much you can do, and the map
But
is
not
huge.
solo friendly.
I've never even heard
Yeah,
of it.
that's not solo friendly at all.
No.
But that is the team aspect. It does team aspect really, really well. It's not about we're in a team, but it's each for their own. You really have to work with people around you. And I think if they were to go that route in Destiny, it could probably fix a few of these problems. But I do think it's time to say goodbye to Gambit. It's been fun while it lasted.
It
But
has.
maybe put some of those efforts towards the PvP side of things, and half of it goes back to the PvE to really fix that world.
But how would
Now,
you get
I'll
your
be-
God roll bottom dollar? One every reset. Let's go.
I don't even use it.
I have 2 that I've gotten in 3 resets, and I'm like, yeah, screw that thing. I have my
Yeah.
igneous. I'm good.
I'll be sad when they take it away. My husband will be very excited, so then I won't be raging on my TV at least once or twice a week. But
Oh,
Well, they won't take
Maddie
it away.
messaged
They'll
me
just
the
put it
other
in
day.
the Destiny content vault and never pull it out again.
yeah. Yo, Maddie messaged me. I'm done. They spanked 6 motes, 2 motes, 12 motes. What the hell is wrong with people? When you get 10, you bank. When you get 5, you bank. When you get 15, you bank. I'm done with this crap. She was raging. I'm like, yo, it's just 2 extra motes. I wanted to say it's just 2 extra motes.
no,
I'm like,
what
wait,
happened
she's
was
just a Gambit freak. I can't
what
do that.
there was 2 people. One person deposited 12 motes, and then the other person deposited 3 motes. And I'm like, that's not how this works. Like, you can't add them together to
Look,
get the
maybe
correct
they
one.
can't get more than 3 motes without dying. So they're like, I got my 3. I'm banking. I did something.
Well, maybe, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. I was like,
12 by 3 is 15.
I know. I seriously
I
think that's
know.
what I think that's what they were doing. They thought, oh, if I add 3 more, then we get 15. That'll send a big blocker over there. I'm like,
Although honestly, that's not a bad way to do it either.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Yeah.
If you're banking at the same time,
If that was the mechanics, that'd be great. But it's not how it works. Like I'm
That would
imagining
be glitchy as
that
hell.
commercial with those old ladies,
But
you know,
4
they
by
have
3 is 15.
pictures on the wall. Oh look, I
Well,
have
they
pictures.
kind of do.
Blueberries.
Look, if
Those
if one person put 12 in, and that added up to like a 10 and a 12, and then the other person said, well, we only need 3 for an invade. I have 3. They go and bank their 3,
No,
and then
it was
we
the
get an
first 2
invasion.
people to bank the whole game. That's why I was raging. I was
Well,
like,
look,
you
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. here,
no,
okay?
trust me. I would, if it was that case, because I will look out for that where it's like, okay, maybe you got 2 people in here. You're so close to where you can invade. You see the other team has got this huge amount. They haven't banked yet. Then yes, absolutely. Throw in that 2 or 3 moats. Let's get somebody over there. We're going to take care of all their moats they're holding on. We're going to wipe the whole team and we're going to go again. This was not the situation. I know what I'm doing when I'm in Gambit. I know how to watch this shit, okay?
I'm sorry. By the way, for anyone watching or that does watch this, true Gambit fan, Maddie Bugs, watch out for her if you're on Xbox. I'm just saying.
The only
I want to
time
go play
I've
with her
ever
and
gotten...
just deposit 1 mode at a time,
Oh.
just to watch what she
Oh.
does.
Oh, I would do it with you. 1
Probably-
mode, 2 modes, 3
I'd
modes.
probably just turn the Xbox off.
Or
and be like,
just get 4 and just keep depositing 4 right before a blocker.
Maddie's
She's
like, I've had
"No,
enough of your
y'all
shit.
are
I'm
funny."
done.
She goes, this is over in 6 minutes, and I ain't talking to none of you sons of bitches.
No, the only
So-
time I've ever gotten really good mail that's complimented me on my gameplay is in Gambit. So I kind of feel a little special.
Stick to
Though.
what you know.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode. We're going to take the month of July off, and we'll be back in August to have more fun with you guys. We still will be releasing the podcast throughout July because we're about to start talking about the Fallen and getting caught up with what's going on this season. If you guys missed the last episode about the Vault of Glass, it was hilarious. We learned a lot. I think Maddie learned way more than most of us, though.
Yeah, I did. But I'd never played Vault of Glass before because I didn't play D1. So I was a noob.
I loved us playing Vault of Glass, even though I had to leave because we didn't get to finish it. I got
How'd
to
you
come
like
back and finish it. I think
Gorgon's
Archie helped me
Maze?
finish it.
Huh?
We had the best time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And-
it was definitely fun.
Yeah. What the fuck are
So
these damn
we should all go raid
harpies?
more often, especially when crossplay opens up and this fool down here can join us.
Yeah, I'm good.
He's
I'm
like,
ready. I'm ready.
That way. There we go.
Here, I'll do it for all that. Wait. See,
Oh,
damn it.
Backwards cameras.
Damn it.
learn the
so
point.
this is Slayton. This is Maddie's view, and this.
You're looking
This
at
is
the wrong
August.
screen, my friend.
Yeah, you gotta
Wait,
look at
no.
what's being broadcast.
No, I am. I'm looking at
No,
the
you're
top left
not.
corner.
No, you're looking
The
at the Skype
broadcast.
screen.
I'm above you. And so
Okay,
is
I'm
Matt.
looking at Twitch right now.
Me.
Okay,
This
so
is Slayton.
if Maddie was pointing at me,
Okay.
it would be this way. Yep.
Yeah,
see?
but-
Same way. That's what I was doing. You know what?
Oh, he
You
was
could be
doing it
anyways.
from my point of view. If he was sitting in my square, which way would he point?
Here,
We're
I
not
know
playing
I'm
Hollywood
just
Squares here.
here, but I'm not that dumb. Come on.
My
I know I'm
favorite part is
country.
Maddie's screen
listening
just
to-
lagged for me. It was like aliens.
All right, so like I said, we're gonna be off. We'll be back in the beginning of August. We'll have some fun. I will put it up on our Discord if you're in Bulletheads. You guys find out on Kaiju Labs Media with our updated schedule that's going live in July. Lots of fun coming up. We'll have more Crucible Academies whenever these 2 are ready for it, and just more fun. So that's
In
it.
all honesty,
everyone.
I know we're taking the whole month of July off because that's my birthday month, and y'all want to celebrate all month long. It's not a birthday week; it's a birthday month.
Why do you do
You
that?
sound like my aunt.
Exactly. A
In my
month?
birthday month. Hey, did
I
you
don't
know it's
even
17 days
care if
until
it's
my birthday?
birthday. I can give 2 craps. The whole month of July, I'm about to get my boat back. Cool, take it off. I don't have to worry about being home on Mondays and Thursdays. I could be out on the water catching fish.
It's okay. My birthday is the day after Valentine's Day. To make it very clear, that's 2 separate holidays. You do not combine them.
Ooh.
So,
Like
yeah.
like your birthday on Christmas? God, that would suck.
I
Well,
have
my
a friend that's
birthday was
birthdays are
on
Christmas.
Halloween.
Trick or
So,
treat.
that'd be-
Trick.
Yeah. I actually had a great birthday because I don't only
All
get
right.
presents but free candy.
That's it. We'll see you guys in August. If you have anything you'd like to see us talk about, just send us a message on Discord or on the website. We'll have lots of fun. Any last thoughts from you guys before we wrap it up?
No.
Hoo-ha.
No.
Yeah, hoo-ha.
Oh, that's not even right.
No. That's a different podcast, my friend. Let's not go
Different
there.
podcast.
That's a late night podcast right there,
We're
boys.
off.
Ooh,
Oh,
I might be
no.
red.
You are. You're bright red.
I should
like
do
you can't even
outtakes from
talk.
this show because that would have been hilarious before we even started. All right, we'll see you guys in August.